The rewards of being kind to parents. The sun painted the sky with warm hues as Omar, a bright but sometimes careless boy of 12, walked through the peaceful village with his parents. The birds chirped, the trees swayed, and life seemed simple. His mother and father worked tirelessly in the fields, planting crops under the scorching sun. But Omar, carefree and playful, spent his time running through the meadows, unaware of their struggles. One evening, as Omar played with a wooden toy inside their small home, his mother's gentle voice called out, "Omar, my dear, can you fetch some water from the well?" she asked. Omar sighed, rolling his eyes. "Ugh, why do I always have to do everything?" he grumbled before stomping outside, dragging his feet. Later that night, his father, exhausted from a long day of labor, settled onto a mat, his face weary. "Omar, my son, could you bring me a glass of water?" he asked softly. Omar, still lost in his own world, barely looked up. "Can't you get it yourself?" "I'm busy." His father's face fell, said nothing, only lowering his gaze. His mother, too, remained silent, though sadness lingered in her eyes. Omar didn't realize how deeply his words had hurt them. A night of reflection. The dream that night, as Omar drifted into sleep, something strange happened. He found himself standing in a beautiful garden filled with golden light. Flowers bloomed, and a gentle breeze carried the scent of jasmine. It felt peaceful until the scene changed. He saw a baby crying, held lovingly in his mother's tired arms. She whispered soothing words, swaying side to side, struggling to stay awake. Her face was weary, but she never let go. Then the vision shifted. He saw his father, working under the harsh sun, sweat dripping down his face. With every brick he carried, every coin he earned, he thought only of his family. Omar's heart pounded. Had he ever thanked them for their sacrifices? Suddenly the garden darkened. The warmth disappeared, replaced by a chilling wind. An old man sat alone in the shadows, his eyes filled with sorrow. His hands trembled as he reached out toward. "Omar, who are you?" Omar stammered. The old man gazed at him with teary eyes. "I was once a child like you, but I was unkind to my parents. I ignored them, thinking they would always be there. Now, I am alone." Omar's breath caught in his throat. He looked closer. The old man was himself, but in the future. A wave of fear rushed over him. Would he, too, be left alone one day, regretting his actions? He jolted awake, his heart pounding. The room was dark, silent except for the steady breathing of his sleeping parents. He sat up, realization washing over him. He had been so ungrateful, so blind. A change of heart the next morning. The sun rose over the village, casting a golden glow on the fields. Omar saw his mother struggling to carry a heavy basket of vegetables. This time, he rushed to help her before she could ask. His mother looked at him in surprise. "Omar, my dear, what happened?" Tears filled his eyes. "I'm sorry, Mother, but I want to help you from now on." Later that evening, as his father returned home from work, Omar handed him a glass of water before he could even ask. His father, taken aback, smiled and placed a loving hand on Omar's head. "May Allah bless you, my son," he said warmly. For the first time, Omar felt a joy deeper than anything he had ever felt before, the joy of serving those who had always loved him. The rewards of kindness years passed. Omar grew into a man of wisdom and faith. He sat beside his elderly parents, tending to their needs, ensuring their comfort. As he fed his mother and wrapped a warm shawl around his father's shoulders, he realized something incredible. His life was filled with barakah. Happiness, success, and peace had followed him, and he knew why. The Prophet Muhammad had said, "He who wishes for a long life and increased blessings should be kind to his parents and maintain family ties." Omar had learned a valuable lesson. The love and kindness we give to our parents will always return to us in ways we cannot imagine. As the golden sun dipped below the horizon, Omar whispered a prayer of gratitude. He would never take his parents for granted again. Final message